All in Sports Network. We love sports.
All right, here we go. Colts, Patriots, Broncos, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Seahawks, and Buccaneers. Which one of those divisional leaders surprises you the most at this point in the season?
Honestly, nobody really is a big
Really?
surprise.
The
But
Patriots?
the Patriots are a surprise, but
The
I kind of had
Broncos in
them.
the AFC West?
No, not at all. Actually,
All
Broncos
right.
are one of my least surprising teams.
The
Um,
Colts.
nope. Being a
Wow.
Colts fan, always have that hope.
All right.
So it's either the Patriots, but I'm gonna go a different route because I think this division is so stacked. The Packers.
Okay.
I think them being in top is interesting to me, especially considering I think the Vikings and Lions are both better teams. We'll see come into the season, but as of now, Packers are at the top.
All right. Well, I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam. We, the Unstable Blues, happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the All In Sports and Rogue Media Sports Networks.
Yep, welcome back in. It is officially the backside of the season and after the trade deadline, so it's time for some teams to make a push and others to start tanking. Let's go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports and on Twitter at All Indie Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep, we want you to be a part of this. Comment your picks right before Thursday Night Football, and if you get them all right, we'll shout you out on next week's Pick 6. As always, before we make our picks this week, let's take a look at last week's picks.
Yes, we both had the Ravens over the Dolphins, and with Lamar back, the Ravens got back on track.
Yep. Then we both had the Patriots over the Falcons, and the Patriots handled that pretty well.
Yes, the Falcons still can't decide who they are. Let's hope that they don't decide this week when they play the Colts. And then we both had the Packers, your Packers, over the Panthers, and Panthers went out in a low-scoring one.
Yep. Speaking on Panthers, this today in class, talking about football and stuff like that, and like talking about expansion teams and stuff like that. I kind of came back in the middle of the conversation because I needed to go to the bathroom. So went to the bathroom, came back to class, and then talking about expansion. I was like, okay, what are we talking about here? And then
we got our own theories. You can check them out.
They were talking about
lots of thoughts.
Our the expansion teams, and like then people started talking about like the Raiders, and I was like, well, that's a relocation. That's not an expansion.
Yep.
And I was like, technically, if you want to be very technical, it would be Houston coming into the league. That would be the latest expansion because the Oilers went to Tennessee. So then Houston was out of team. And then, but in true expansion was 1995. There's teal expansion, as it's known as. It was the Panthers and the Jags. So I got to display a little bit of ball knowledge. People seemed impressed.
Nice.
I'm happy to impress some people.
All right, the next one then.
Broncos at Houston. We both had the Broncos. Got that one as well.
Yes, not a huge shock, although defenses, you never know. And then, as you mentioned, we both had the Vikings, we both had the Lions over the Vikings, and the Vikings got J.J. McCarthy back. And so, again, you see a quarterback kind of push their team, propel them on to great things.
Yep. The Bills beat the Chiefs like normal in the regular season. It's in Buffalo. It was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a pretty handily win as well. There was some
a touchdown. It was won by a touchdown, but the Bills never really seemed to look out of control in that one. So that puts me with a record of 31-23 on the season.
And I'm up 2 games, 33-21, trying to tie the series back up.
Yep. So a little Colt nugget. Okay, we mentioned this. We started off last episode with it, but now this is a little bit more football. Let's discuss a little bit of the sauciness that came into Indianapolis. Speaking of the trade deadline earlier, so Sauce Gardner comes to the Colts. The Colts give up Adonai Mitchell and 2 first-round picks in 26 and 27.
Yep.
Little nugget, Sauce Gardner reunites with Alec Pierce from
And-
their days at Cincinnati when they went to battle in practice. And Alec Pierce always says that that's what made him be so much better because he went against him every day in practice.
And Sauce Gardner is number 1. Josh Downs changed to number 2 for Sauce.
Yes.
So very humble of him. Kind of goes after his brothers too as well.
Right. Well, and their podcast is Downs 2 Downs with the number 2.
Yep.
You have 2 number 2s.
I personally like the rule where if you're not on the same side of the ball, you can wear the same number. Not saying
that's college because there are more players than there are numbers.
It's college, but I still think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be cool to revert back to the old 80 something is wide receivers. And then you have the lower numbers reserved for the slot receivers. But, we are what we are nowadays. Do
you think the price is too steep? I don't going to get into the argument. I hate the argument that's already been dished out as who won the trade. You don't know. You won't know until after the 27 season when you see what.
Honestly, you won't know. Picks. You won't know until the rookie contracts are up because the first year could be a fluke. The first year could be a slump. There's so many different things that could happen. Give them a couple.
But what we can discuss is: do you think the price was too steep, and what do you think that says about the Colts where they are now?
Once again, the theme of this week has just been two sides of the coin. There's two sides of the coin. One side is you're giving up draft capital in the future. So you're saying, hey, this is our year. We're gonna win this year,
right?
Okay. I believe with the way things are going, the Colts can win this year. But on the other side, you're giving up a lot of draft capital. You're giving up your future, not your entire future, because you still have really good young talent on your team now.
Yep.
But you're still giving up future talent that you could go out and get. Like, for example, I don't know, Fernando Mendoza. As an example, you go out and get him, keep him in Indiana. But I look at ratings and all that, and people like Sauce Gardner hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't been doing anything because no one's been throwing it that way. He has allowed the average passer rating in the league this season is 90.7, something like that.
Okay.
On corners. Sauce has allowed 80. So he's allowed a full minus 10 from that.
Yep.
From the league average. That is very good. So you'll take a look at stats. You may not see it, but if you take a look at ratings for cornerbacks, he's been doing a very, very good job, but he also just hasn't been throwing the ball that much.
All right.
So
if you got 2 lockdown corners on the outside, once again, Lou Anarumo coming from a defensive back, secondary background, loves to use those guys. Now he's got 2 lockdown on either side of the ball. Man, what a freedom that you have on defense to just kind of do anything. And I saw somebody mention that maybe Leatu Latu was the best beneficiary of this deal for what it's going to do, the time it's going to provide him to get there when he can already get there really quick. But then also you got to think about what this says to Daniel Jones from an organizational standpoint. He just had his worst outing as a Colt, and you just gave up your chance at a top quarterback the next 2 years. So you either think that you have it in Daniel Jones and you can lock it down in that way, or you think you have it in the 2 guys that are behind him, one who just broke his eye on a rubber band, or Riley Leonard. And I think that Riley Leonard may be the best bet if things don't go well with Daniel Jones. But that's neither here nor there. So there's our take. Take it for what it's worth. We know we are a little bit biased, but we try not to be. So there it is. I think that the girls continue to make themselves known as a presence in the ownership world that people need to stand up and pay attention one way or the other. They're not going quietly into the night, so to speak. So
agreed.
let's go into this week's picks now that we've gone through that. First game is, again, the Ravens at the Vikings in the Battle of Purple.
See, this one's interesting. Both quarterbacks coming back.
Yep.
Both teams are purple. Both teams coming off of a win that they both desperately needed against okay teams. The Lions are good.
Yeah.
Dolphins are not that greatest.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota here because I think the supporting cast around JJ McCarthy is better than what the Ravens have.
Okay. I cannot disagree with you, but man, the Ravens really need this much worse than the Vikings do. And I trust the Ravens quarterback more than I trust the Vikings quarterback at this point. So I'm going to say Ravens.
Okay.
Busting
Already
off.
deferring.
Already with a different pick.
Yep. And then we have an AFC South matchup to kind of see who's going to stay in the run for the AFC South, essentially. Because right now there's really only one team that is keeping pace, I guess you could say, with the Colts. Right. That being the Jaguars. So Jags in Houston playing the Texans, or
the team from Houston,
as we refer to them as the team from Houston.
Yes. Okay. This is a real test for both of these teams. Can the Jaguars really put they would put distance between the rest of the AFC South, and really be in the hunt then for second, maybe potentially even first in the AFC South in the division.
Yeah.
Houston really needs this one, and it's at home. And Houston coming off of a loss against the Broncos at home. I think Houston really needs this as a statement for the rest of their season to say we are not done and we are not finished. And so I think Houston can actually do this at that point. What do you think?
I think Houston needs it, and that's why they're not going to get it. I don't think Houston is a good football team right now. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have most of it down. If Brian Thomas Jr. can start catching the ball, their team would be a lot better.
All right. Well, there you go. Next game then is the number 2 seed in the whole AFC, number 1 seed in the AFC East against the Buccaneers. Can you imagine at the beginning of the season saying this was a potential Super Bowl matchup?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Bucks coming off a bye. But the Patriots have just been so good. And honestly, I don't know how. Drake May is an MVP. He's in the MVP conversations. His receivers are, dare I say, not very well known besides Stephon Diggs. And so Drake May is very Tom Brady-esque with using no-name receivers, using his tight ends just like Tom Brady did.
Yep.
Have a pretty solid run game.
And two teams that Tom Brady both played for.
Yep. This is the Tom Brady matchup, I guess.
It is.
I'm going to go Bucks here, though. Home field advantage. You have a bye to let people kind of rest up and stuff like that. They're heavily injured, but I think if they can get this win, it'll be really big for their season.
My biggest question is, who is going to play for the Buccaneers? I don't know if we have any clue at this point who can receive the ball.
Apparently, it does not matter if Baker Mayfield is the quarterback.
I know. So here's what I will say. I will give you a winner, but I will say that the winning quarterback of this game completely has a leg up on the other one for the MVP race, according for this matchup in particular, because as you mentioned, who are they throwing the ball to? We don't really know, but who can put the team on their back, and I'm going to say that the Patriots get this done.
Okay, we have no light games so far. Next
We are
game,
different.
yeah. Next game is the Rams in San Fran playing the 49ers.
Yes, once again, the 49ers, who's catching the ball? Who's doing what? I don't know. I don't even know who's throwing the ball. Purdy's been this close for like 3 weeks. Is he going to be back? I have no idea. On the other side, Puka is still gone, right? And so
questionable, but yes.
Okay, so like
he had a good week this past week, but he got injured in the game.
The Rams should be a better team, but the 49ers just keep being able to do things that they shouldn't be able to do. I got to go with my team. I'm going to say Niners.
From the very get-go, I was like, who is it? And then I chose the Niners. CMC is doing CMC things. Once again, he's not injured. Regardless if they have Purdy or Mac Jones, they're performing well. Kittle is back. They're getting healthy at the right time, whenever it matters most, just like the Chiefs started getting healthy whenever it mattered most. I think the Niners are going to win this game.
All right. Well, there you go. 2 more. We got the Sunday night and the Monday night game. The Sunday night game is the Steelers at the Chargers. This is like, these are the one coach from the one team and the other team. This is a old school kind of tough matchup, right?
Yeah.
This is going to come down to the trenches, you would think. So who do you think is going to win?
If it comes down to the trenches, simply put, Pittsburgh's going to win it. The Chargers' offense is so bipolar. They don't know whether they want to throw for 400 yards or throw for under 200. They don't know what they want to do.
And Joe Alt is now done for the season.
Yep, and so is their other left tackle. So their their blind side is just done. I don't see Pittsburgh losing this, and you put 2 and 2 together. Colts lost to Pittsburgh. Colts beat the Chargers. Pittsburgh's going to win this.
All right. Well, we have one the same because Aaron Rodgers grew up in California. He went to and played for Cal, and he's back in California. And so I think that the Steelers are going to get this one done, not to mention that, as we said, the Chargers just don't have any line protection at all. So that leads to the last game, sir.
Last game, Eagles in Green Bay playing the Packers. Finally, we get a good Monday Night Football game.
Right. You would think. It's hard to argue with what the Eagles are able to just kind of do, but it's really hard to argue with what the Packers have miraculously been able to do also. I still don't know if Jordan Love is really that good. But I saw a stat the other day that this is the same year of Jordan Love being on the team where Brett Favre won his Super Bowl with the Packers when he had been here this long. It was 5 years, 6 years, something like that, 5th year. And same with Aaron Rodgers. So this is Jordan Love's 5th year. And as the pattern would go, it's time to win a Super Bowl for the Packers. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it's in Green Bay, so I'm going to give it to the Packers. What do you think?
And we are deferring once again. I'm going Eagles here. I think the Eagles are too much at this point in the season. They have put everything together. They realized once again that they can run the ball with Saquon. Their pass game is strong. I don't see how the Packers can stop the Eagles here.
Wow. Well, this could either go really well for me as I'm 2 games back, or this could go disastrously wrong. Well, you'll have to tune in next week to see what happens. We want you to be a part of this. See if you can figure out any of this stuff along with us. Comment your picks before Thursday Night Football. If you get them all right, we'll shout you out on next week's Unstable Pick 6, like we did Liam a couple weeks ago, and Pete Sousa, because we are now on the Pete Sousa show as well on Thursday. So I'll be on there running through this. You can see what Pete and Scotty pick tomorrow. So that's all we have, though, for today. We'll be back tomorrow with our Keep the Pace. Look at the Pacers season so far. They play the lowly Brooklyn Nets tonight. Somebody's got to get that win. And then we'll finish off the week with our Colts Falcons in Berlin preview.
Yep, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to say all Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.